Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. He had the sweetest of hearts. These simple words from his bandmates capture the essence of Nathan Jerde, an extraordinary drummer, a gifted artist, and a cherished friend whose presence lit up every room. Nathan passed away at the age of 45. His passing, though sudden and with no public cause shared, has left a void across Chicago's indie music scene and beyond. As the original drummer for the Ponies, Nathan helped shape a sound that was raw, thrilling, and unforgettable. From the club circuits of Chicago to tours with icons like The Fall, he provided the heartbeat behind the band's explosive energy. Albums like Laced with Romance and Celebration Castle introduced audiences to the gritty charm and post-punk pulse that became the Ponies' signature, with Nathan's drumming anchoring it all. Long before the Ponies, he cut his teeth in the punk band Mushuganas. That same fire and spirit carried through every beat of his career. But Nathan didn't just live behind the kit, he also had a remarkable eye as an artist. After the Ponies' initial run, he crafted album covers for bands like Outer Minds and Choke Chains. His bandmates called his talent savant-like. In remembering his spirit, those closest to him shared stories filled with laughter, long drives, unforgettable meals, and a bond that felt more like family than bandmates. "We fought like brothers sometimes," they said, "but we had so much fun together." Colleagues from Matador Records joined others in mourning, offering deep condolences and recognizing Nathan's lasting contributions to music and art. Despite stepping out of the spotlight in later years, his influence remained strong. Nathan had a way of bringing joy, humor, and rhythm into everything he did. Whether on stage, behind the scenes, or with a pencil in hand, his talent never wavered. Nathan Jerde's legacy is one of passion, creativity, and heart. He made music that moved people, and memories that will never be forgotten. Tributes to Nathan Jerde. Number 5. Her voice didn't just carry notes, it carried hope, courage, and pride. May Abrahamse, the beloved South African soprano and cultural trailblazer, passed away peacefully at 94, just one day shy of her 95th birthday. Her life was one of resilience, transforming restriction into passion and hardship into art. Born in Cape Town's District 6, May found her voice amidst the storms of apartheid. With no access to formal training due to segregation, she studied wherever and however she could. Her lessons with local producers and later guidance from noted coach Olga Magnoni shaped a singer whose gift couldn't be contained by circumstance. She began performing at just 14 and eventually captivated audiences in operatic masterpieces like La Traviata and I Pagliacci. Her stirring portrayal of Violetta became a signature moment in South African opera history, sung with clarity, emotion, and deep strength. May was a cornerstone of the Eoin group, using her gift not only to entertain but to uplift her community. Performing in segregated venues across the country, her voice became a symbol, art breaking through barriers. In 1956, she married Jonathan Rushin, and they raised 2 daughters while she continued performing under her maiden name. Her long artistic partnership with conductor Gordon Jefftus became legendary. Even when separated by continents, they exchanged letters and recordings, refining each note and phrasing with passion and purpose. May's career was never about applause alone. It was about representation, about making opera accessible and meaningful for those systematically excluded. Her performances brought elegance and empathy to audiences who saw their own stories reflected in her strength. Fellow soprano Thandi Mahlaba once said, "May sang like the world was listening, whether it was or not." She passed from natural causes, surrounded by family, and memories of stages conquered. Though her physical voice is gone, the echoes remain, in recordings, in hearts, and in history. May Abrahamse defied the silence forced upon her and sang for a future that, thanks to her, is a little louder with promise. Tributes to May Abrahamse. Number 4. David had a mind that could hold the mysteries of faith and the questions of doubt in the same hand, and never lose sight of wonder. These words, shared by a former colleague, reflect the spirit of David Tracy. He passed away peacefully in Chicago at the age of 86, surrounded by loving family. After ongoing health complications, he found rest in the same quiet strength that guided his life. David spent a lifetime bridging deep belief with honest inquiry. From his early call to the priesthood to his years as a celebrated professor at the University of Chicago, his life's work reshaped how we think about faith, dialogue, and community. Born in Yonkers and raised in a home where literature and justice mattered, David's passion for learning took him across the world, to Rome, where he was ordained, and later back to the classroom, where he would become a theological voice for our time. He influenced generations of students and thinkers through his teaching and writing. His ideas met the complex questions of modern life with wisdom, humility, and courage. He didn't preach answers. He invited conversation. At the Catholic University of America, he stood for convictions that cost him a job, but not his dignity. Joining the University of Chicago soon after, he became a constant presence in its intellectual life for nearly 4 decades. Among many honors, he received the John Courtney Murray Award and was elected to the American Philosophical Society. Yet for David, recognition was never the goal. The drive was always to speak meaningfully in a world longing for meaning. He carried a deep reverence for the mystery of God and sought to reflect that mystery in an open, thoughtful way. Even those who disagreed with his theology appreciated his kindness, clarity, and respect for others. In his final days, he remained peaceful, surrounded by those who loved him. His loss is deeply felt, but his voice, his questions, and his quiet grace continue on in the lives he touched. Tributes to David Tracy. Number 3. She was so much more than a colleague. She was like family. Those words from former Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley reflect the deep affection and respect felt for Lori Healy, a force behind some of the most defining projects in Chicago's recent history. Lori passed away on May 3, 2025, surrounded by loved ones, at the age of 65, after a brief illness. Her passing marks the end of a remarkable 4-decade journey that reshaped a city and inspired generations of leaders. Born in New Orleans and raised in a military family, Lori's early life taught her resilience and adaptability. She carried those traits through a career dedicated to public service, beginning as a young policy aide in Kansas and ultimately shaping the future of America's 3rd-largest city. Lori served as Chief of Staff to Mayor Daley, where her insight and leadership guided major citywide initiatives. She was the powerhouse behind Chicago's bid for the 2016 Summer Olympics and led the planning of the 2012 NATO Summit, showcasing Chicago on a global stage. As CEO of the Metropolitan Pier and Exposition Authority, Lori helped transform Chicago's convention district, leading the construction of Wintrust Arena and the Marriott Marquis. Her commitment to thoughtful urban development influenced projects like Block 37 and the renewal of public housing through the Plan for Transformation. Most recently, she brought her talents to the Obama Foundation, helping shape the vision of the Obama Presidential Center in Jackson Park, a capstone to a career of building not just structures, but communities. But Lori was more than her titles. She mentored rising professionals, celebrated every big win of her colleagues, and cherished time with her children, grandchildren, and partner Walt. Her family said she found her greatest joy in moments shared with them. Valerie Jarrett of the Obama Foundation said it simply, "Chicago is a better city because of Lori Healy. Known for her sharp mind and generous heart, Lori brought people together and turned vision into reality. Her legacy lives on in the skyline, in civic partnerships, and in every corner of Chicago touched by her leadership." Tributes to Lori Healy. Number 2. You died doing something you loved in a place that you loved. It was your passion, said Nina Lasky-Pankow, remembering her husband Alexander Pankow, a man who turned mountains into milestones and hardship into healing. Alexander Pankow passed away at age 39 while climbing Mount Makalu, the 5th highest peak in the world. It was his final fundraising campaign. He died from a cardiac event during the climb, but his mission was clear to the very end: to inspire and give back. Born and raised in Chicago, Alex lived a life defined by courage. At just 20 years old, he survived a brain tumor diagnosis that would reshape his path forever. He used that second chance with purpose, channeling his energy into two things he loved most: scaling towering peaks and supporting children's health. Alex joined the rare ranks of those who completed the Explorer's Grand Slam, conquering the tallest summit on each continent and skiing to both poles. He summited Everest, braved extreme climates, and raised more than $500,000 for the Anne and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital along the way. When later faced with chronic myeloid leukemia, Alex continued his mission. He made a $1 million contribution to launch the Pankow Translational Innovation Initiative in leukemia, determined to improve the future for other patients. Even his final climb, geared toward raising $27,938, $1 for each foot of Mount Makalu, was built on generosity. He had a spirit that couldn't be contained. His optimism, humor, and constant drive to do good made him a beloved figure, both in the mountaineering world and right at home in Chicago. From frozen summits to boardrooms, Alex brought the same energy, bold, joyful, and full of resolve. As a husband and father, he was deeply devoted. Family and friends recall someone who made every day an adventure. To his two young children and wife Nina, he was both a hero and a constant source of warmth. Alexander Pankow didn't just climb mountains, he moved them for others. Tributes to Alexander Pankow. What's trending on the internet? News 1. The media world has lost a remarkable figure this week. Ian Finlay, a celebrated Australian journalist, author, and humanitarian, passed away on Tuesday at the age of 89. Mr. Finlay, who had been battling amyloidosis, chose to end his life through voluntary assisted dying. Throughout his impressive 50-year career in media, Finlay made significant contributions as a reporter, producer, director, and host of numerous national and international radio and television programs. Many viewers will remember him from the groundbreaking science and technology series Beyond 2000 and the program This Day Tonight, where his thoughtful reporting and storytelling captivated audiences. Beyond his journalistic achievements, Finlay dedicated much of his later life to humanitarian work. After settling in Tumbulgum for the last 15 years of his life, he and his wife Trish Clark spearheaded several education initiatives in Asia, including building a primary school in a rural Laotian village with funds partly raised in the Tweedshire area of Australia. His commitment to helping others extended beyond borders. As Australia Day Ambassador for the Tweedshire in 2017, Finlay reminded his community of their good fortune and encouraged them to support those less fortunate, both within Australia and around the world. Finlay's legacy lives on through his humanitarian work, his contributions to journalism, and the countless lives he touched through his storytelling and compassion. His dedication to making the world a better place will continue to inspire future generations of journalists and humanitarians alike. News 2. Imagine a world where television was changing the game, and one woman was leading the charge with unforgettable shows and specials. Carolyn Raskin was that woman, a trailblazing producer who left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Born on August 22, 1927 in Sioux City, Iowa, Carolyn began her remarkable career at CBS as a typist, one of the few roles available to women at the time. She quickly rose to prominence, becoming the producer of iconic shows like Rowan and Martin's Laugh In, and working on multiple Frank Sinatra TV specials. Her collaborations didn't stop there. She also worked closely with Dinah Shore on projects like The Dinah Shore Chevy Show and the hit daytime talk show, Dinah. Carolyn's dedication and talent were recognized with numerous awards, including multiple Emmy Awards for her work. In 1968, she was named the Los Angeles Times Woman of the Year, highlighting her significant contributions to television. Sadly, Carolyn passed away on September 24th at the age of 97 in her home in Sherman Oaks. Her family shared the news recently, and the industry is honoring her legacy. We celebrate Carolyn not just for her professional achievements, but also for her warmth, creativity, and the countless doors she opened for women in television. Her legacy will live on through the countless hours of entertainment she helped create and the lives she touched with her work. She will be remembered as a true television pioneer whose name is behind some of the most beloved shows of our time, shows that continue to bring joy and laughter to audiences around the world. News 3. Imagine building a heartfelt community of hundreds of thousands all brought together by a shared love of beauty and self-care. That's exactly what Misha Agrawal did. The 24-year-old visionary from India, founder of Mish Cosmetics, inspired more than 350,000 fans with her passion and dedication before her sudden passing just days before her 25th birthday. Misha's journey was nothing short of remarkable. She poured her creativity and energy into making beauty accessible and empowering for women everywhere. Her loved ones remember her as someone who dreamed of making a real difference and whose optimism and warmth touched everyone she met. Though her loss is felt deeply, Misha's spirit continues to shine through her achievements and through the community she built. As we remember her, let's carry forward her kindness, her drive, and her belief in lifting each other up. Misha's legacy reminds us that when we work with love and purpose, we create ripples that truly last. News 4. It's a somber day for the world of motorcycle racing, as the community comes together to honor the lives of two remarkable riders, Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson, whose passion and spirit will never be forgotten. Owen Jenner, just 21 years old and hailed as a rising star from East Sussex, England, was embarking on his first season in the Quattro Group British Supersport Championship after clinching the British GP2 title last year. Shane Richardson, age 29, a dedicated racer from New Zealand and proud father of two, had been making his mark on British circuits since 2019. Both riders were admired not only for their incredible skills on the track, but also for their kindness, sense of humor, and the inspiration they brought to fellow competitors and fans alike. Tragically, during the opening lap of a race at Oulton Park, an unexpected multi-bike incident claimed both their lives. While the details are heartbreaking, the outpouring of tributes from around the world reminds us just how deeply these two touched the hearts of everyone who knew them. Today, we pause to reflect on their achievements and their passion for the sport they loved. Owen and Shane will be remembered for the excitement they brought to the track, their sportsmanship, and the joy they shared with all of us. May their legacy continue to inspire future generations, and may the racing family find comfort in the memories they've left behind. News 5. Former Gossip Girl co-stars are continuing to share tributes to Michelle Trachtenberg, who passed away earlier this year. Leighton Meester recently spoke publicly about her late colleague for the first time, expressing her grief in a heartfelt statement to Flaunt magazine. It's devastating. She was a wonderful, talented person, and everyone loved her. It's very, very sad for everyone who knew her, Meester said on May 6th, reflecting on the loss of the actress who played Georgina Sparks alongside her Blair Waldorf in the popular series. Trachtenberg, who was just 39 years old, died on February 26 in her New York City apartment due to complications from diabetes mellitus. The New York City Office of Chief Medical Examiner confirmed her cause of death in mid-April, ruling it as natural causes. Before her role on Gossip Girl, Trachtenberg was beloved for her performances in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Harriet the Spy, and Ice Princess. Her sudden passing prompted an outpouring of grief from former co-stars, including Sarah Michelle Gellar, who shared touching photos from their time together on Buffy. Trachtenberg's legacy lives on through her memorable roles that continue to resonate with fans across generations, something Meester acknowledged about their shared show. "Now I can see that it continues, in some ways, even more so than back then, to live on," which is incredible. Number 1. He was an incredible person, full of light, and deserves to be remembered that way. These words, lovingly shared by Guilherme Henrique's partner, reflect the heart and soul of the man known to many as Guy Bull. At just 30 years old, Guilherme passed away unexpectedly, leaving behind a powerful legacy in the world of bodybuilding and far beyond. A 5-time champion in classic physique and classic bodybuilding, Henrique's journey was shaped by fierce dedication and pure love for the sport. Fans and fellow athletes followed his outstanding career, cheering him on as he rose to become one of Brazil's most respected competitors. But Guilherme's strength went beyond muscle. He was a scholar, a coach, and a mentor. With a biology degree, a master's and doctorate in biochemistry, and studies in nutrition, he blended science and sport in a way that inspired thousands. Through his online platforms, he shared his knowledge freely, guiding others with generosity and purpose. The Parana Fisiculturismo Federation remembered him for his firm and dedicated steps, recognizing the passion he brought to every stage he stepped on. His wisdom and warmth made him more than an athlete. He was a light in the lives of many. Guilherme passed away from asphyxiation due to bronchial aspiration, a sudden and tragic moment that stunned a community. His partner, Jessica Bellanello, addressed the loss with immense grace, reminding everyone that Guy's death was not linked to substances, but rather a medical emergency. Her moving words brought to life the depth of their bond and the future they once dreamed of building together. His life was a testament to balance, strength and compassion, discipline and curiosity. He inspired not only through victory, but through kindness and quiet resilience. The bodybuilding and academic communities now mourn the loss of a gifted soul who gave so much of himself in every pursuit. Guy Bull will be remembered as a champion of both body and mind, a man who lifted others as much as he lifted weights. Tributes to Guilherme Henrique. Sweet Beulah land, I'm longing for you. The words still echo in churches and concerts across the country, the lyric of a song that became more than just music. It became comfort, hope, a promise,